It is indeed, but yesterday in Scotland, in Dunstaffnage, we reached 28 Celsius. That's just up the road from Oban in Argyll and Bute. Not quite as warm today, though. As John said, it's fairly cloudy for many of us. Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. It's a fairly cloudy, murky start to the day. There's some mist and fog, some dampness in the air, and this picture from East Yorkshire shows it quite nicely. Now, if you are just stepping out, it's not particularly cold at the moment in London.
Get some weather suggestions from Carol. God, those sunflowers are massive.
Aren't they? They're beautiful. Good morning, everyone. This picture is from Fiona, one of our weather watchers of the Isle of Wight, and it shows that we've got bright skies here this morning. But we've got another picture from Darlington where we've had quite a bit of drizzle. Now,
less terrifying and looking slightly nicer behind you. Does this mean this grey cloud that we've had is slightly lifting, Carol, at least for some of us?
for some of us, yes, Sarah, it is, and will continue to do so through the day. But there is a lot of cloud around this morning. Good morning, everyone. It's quite murky as well, especially in the coasts and hills, and there's a few showers. We've seen some humdingers across the Channel Islands and into the southwest, where they've been thundery in the Channel Islands. Good morning, Sarah and John. Good morning to you too. It's cloudy for many of us this morning. It's also quite dank around the coasts and hills. It's misty and murky, but in the Western Isles, we've got some blue skies.
Hi there. Well, you know what? The weather's pretty quiet at the moment. Sure, there's a fair amount of cloud around at the moment, but it's a decent enough day.
Beautiful skies in Sweden. I'm behind you.
Yeah, the sky were beautiful there in Sweden. Here in the UK, a little bit cloudy here and there, I think. We even had some rain in the southwest of the country.
Hello again. So I've relocated and there's some amazing blackberries here, also some big ones down below. But you know what they say about low-hanging blackberries, we might leave them. Anyway, the weather is pretty settled as we go through the next few days and mostly dry. We've got variable amounts of cloud over the coming days, but there'll be a bit of sunshine in between as well. And our temperatures are going to get a little bit cooler the next couple of days, particularly overnight, but then it does tend to recover a bit. With our sunset now, can you believe it, at 8:10. So for the outlook, staying quite pleasant, sunny spells at times, and a little bit cooler just over the next few nights after tonight. But otherwise, not too bad. Right, let's pop one of these bad boys. Here we go. Sorry you can't have one, but I'm thinking of you. Cheerio. Well, it was dry today, it was cloudy for most of us too, but there were some showers across the far southwest of England and some thunderstorms visible from the Channel Islands too. But that is it in terms of wet weather as we head through the rest of the week, because it is looking dry. There'll also be some sunshine for most of us too. And in the sun, it always still feels warm at this time of year, but it is generally going to be feeling a little cool, a little fresh, and some of the mornings could even have a bit of an autumnal twist to them as well, certainly cooler by night over the next few days.
Hello, good evening. It's been yet another cloudy day for many of us today. Plenty of skies like the one behind me will have been the view for most of you today. Quite a lot of thick cloud. However, through this afternoon, we saw a hint at some slightly bluer sky. So not really sunny, but a little bit brighter for some of us at some points today.
And whilst it's been too hot for many recently, here at Crockford Bridge Farm, the sunflowers have literally flourished. But that's not been the case for all plants and flowers. Join me for the national forecast live from here later in the programme. Turns out that I'm not the only one completely obsessed with talking about the weather, especially in the midst of record-breaking heat.
Alex is in Weybridge in Surrey amongst some beautiful sunflowers. And Alex, I hear you're not the only person obsessed with talking about the weather.
Good evening, Mary. You won't believe this, but the Met Office carried out a survey which specifically looked at the amount of time that us Brits obsess and talk about the weather. And it turns out that we're talking about the weather on average for around 2 days a year, just over 56 hours, and 60% of those surveyed said that the weather was actually their go-to topic for a conversation starter. Trading quite far behind was actually news and current affairs at 34%, but I find that really hard to believe, of course. We've certainly been talking about the weather. We're at Crockford Bridge Farm this evening amongst the sunflowers, which have actually been thriving throughout the summer, dealing with those fall heat waves pretty well. But of course, this hasn't been the case for all plants and flowers. And I spoke to the farmer here earlier today, and they've really been struggling throughout the course of this summer, but also over the last year.
It's always about the weather because it has such an effect on farming. If it's too hot, if it's too cold, if it's too wet. I mean, this year's been tricky, but before this, we've had some very wet summers, and that's not great either. So we're a bit obsessed about the weather.
Well, that obsession is going to continue as we head through the rest of the summer, I'm sure. Certainly challenging conditions. Well, as we head through the next few days, high pressure will largely be in control. So settled conditions for many, and also some chillier nights to come. Well, that's the way it is looking here in Weybridge this evening. If I just look at my watch, well, I've been talking for around 4 minutes about the weather. So that is typical of us Brits, of course, Mary.
Alex, thank you.